Hey everyone, Andrew, Day 2 Dryden, recording here again for Day 2 MTG. Today we are playing something a little bit different, something I'm excited about. We are playing Budget Burn in Modern. And if this is the kind of content you enjoy or any other kind of burn related aggro, mostly modern content, please make sure to like, share, comment, most importantly, subscribe to the channel. It's actually really helpful for small channels like myself to get subscribers. You actually need to hit like certain milestones to have custom URL addresses and things like that. So all these little things really do help. Also, what really helps is contributions from viewers and people like yourselves. I apologize, in the last video I made, I totally blanked on thanking any of my new patrons. So I do have a Patreon set up. It helps me sort of communicate with people. There are deck lists and sideboard guides that I post there, not behind a paywall. Those are free, absolutely. Please check them out. I like making them for myself, and I like to share and banter about maybe a couple choices on that. So please make sure to check out content on there. It's really I think it's a really great way to just access things easily. But one of the things, hopefully, we'll eventually be able to put some of these Patreon contributions towards are things like editing software. I think Nikachu is going to meet with me this week. We're going to try to get some better editing software than what I've been using so far. So we're not going to have any flashy animations, I apologize, but we are going to do a big thank you to, I guess this is alphabetical. Okay, so in alphabetical order, we've got Carlos Canto, Chase Henderson, Cody Hope, Nugio, I don't know what that, I assume that's a nickname, Raphael Frida Reese, Sam Goldman, #1 patron. I will say that because he was the first on the list. Sam Goldman's been a long time follower of Nikachu and myself. Really enjoyed interactions with that fellow. Segvan, and last but not least, Watermelon Head. I assume they're from Saskatchewan. If anyone who's not from Canada doesn't get that joke, Google Saskatchewan Watermelon Head, and you'll learn something about Canada and Canadian football. So, Budget Burn. That's what we're doing today here. I want to get my list up on my phone here quickly so I know exactly what I'm talking about. There's been a lot of new people, I think, getting into Burn, getting into Magic, getting into Modern. And so for that reason, I've been seeing a lot of messages on things like the Reddit, or the Burn subreddit. If you're not familiar with that, it's called Lava Spike. So go to Reddit, find the Lava Spike subreddit, and you will you'll be able to find all kinds of neat content there. Sometimes I post deck lists. I did a tournament report there recently that I posted. So yeah, check that out. Anyway, a lot of people have been asking about Budget Burn. So here we are. I thought, let's put a list together. So first couple things we need to worry about. The mana base, can't do it. Scalding Tarns are like $100. Nope, that's out. And even with like a more budget friendly mana base, like if we just did 4 Bloodstained Mire and 4 Wooded Foothills as our fetch lands, that's still a pretty fair amount of money. Sunbaked Canyons, I think, are still around like $20 each. So that's not going to do it. So I knew we were going to have to go mono red at this point, which is not horrible. I mean, that's fine. Mono red Phoenix and mono red Prowess were able to make that work. With very similar restrictions on their color pie. That being said, when I started building the list, the very first thing I did is I put 4 Goblin Guides in the list, not realizing that Goblin Guide has gone up in price since it was reprinted, a year and a half, 2 years ago. So, I mean, it wasn't going to be cheap to begin with, but yeah, Goblin Guide is like $20 US now. So we weren't able to fit in Goblin Guides either. So those restrictions out of the way, let's see what we do still have to work with. So our mana base is going to be 19 basic mountains. And boy, do these Noah Bradley mountains look good. Man, I I'm not a huge art person, but and I know a lot of people like, sort of the borderless full art lands, things like that, but man, I am a huge fan of the Noah Bradley Battle for Zendikar lands. Huge fan of them. I think I didn't even realize they were all done by him at first until I like picked my favorite mountain, plains, island, all this stuff, and then noticed afterwards, oh, these are all done by the same fellow. Wow. That's fantastic. So yeah, these delicious, tasty, beautiful Noah Bradley basic mountains. And then we still have, let's go with what we still have. We still have Lava Spikes, Lightning Bolts, Monastery Swift Spear. Eidolon was something that's a little bit more expensive than most of the things on this list, but still affordable, and a very, very, very powerful card. We still have Skewer the Critics, of course, a recently printed common, very inexpensive, and we have Rift Bolts as well. So, and you know what? I've been running 2 Skullcracks in my normal Boros burn list, so I guess that's still here as well. So, what are the new additions? Well, there's a couple sort of things I've been struggling with. So, I wasn't sure what exactly should fill in these slots. This gut shot could be, there could be another light up the stage. There could be these could be, 2 more skull cracks, and I could make the sideboard a bit better. But I thought gut shot was a good way to just answer small, simple stuff. It also triggers Spectacle, which goes better with sort of Swift Spear, Skewer the Critics, light up the stage. So I'm not sure about gut shot as a choice, but it's definitely within the price range, and it's definitely playable, and on certain metas it can be very, very useful. So that's that choice. Without the Goblin Guides, we need to find other creatures that we can deal with. So I played a league yesterday just sort of for testing purposes, because I wanted to make sure there wasn't anything too crazy that I was missing. Oh, coffee's delicious. So I played with Gitu Lava Runner. Great card in Pauper. Absolutely great. And it was playable in Modern as well. But there were so many times in my opening hand when I had it, and I'm like, this just takes so much work to set up. And so there were a lot of times where this creature was maybe only getting in for like 1 damage, something like that. But that's not what we want. We don't want 1 damage. We want 3 damage, followed by 3 damage, right? That's what this deck is all about. So, and with a lot of spot removal running around right now, or at least people are hypothesizing that and predicting that there's going to be a lot of spot removal running around with the banning of Faithless Looting and Hogaak and the unbanning of Stoneforge Mystic. So for that reason, I kind of want my creatures, if I can, to just get in some damage, get their job, do as best they can, and then get out of here. So that's exactly what the Spark Elemental does instead. It's basically a Lava Spike that has a creature. It's got legs. So if you're not familiar with this, it's a 3/1 creature with trample and haste. And at the beginning of the end step, you have to sacrifice Spark Elemental. So basically, it gets in, it slams in, and then it gets out of there, right? That's all that we need from it. In addition to that, though, we've also got these Hell Spark Elementals, which are similar to Spark Elementals, but a little bit different. So they're still 3/1 trample haste, and you have to sacrifice them. No problem, okay? But it costs 2 more mana. So okay, well, what's the problem there? Well, first off, it diversifies the curve a little bit. I'm not super worried about Chalice of the Voids right now. I think a lot of people are going to be shaving those. We're going to see what happens with that, but I could be wrong. However, in addition to that, what this lets you do is it lets you, play the creature, slam in, and then the creature sits in the graveyard. The creature sits in the graveyard, and then when the coast is clear, when the shields are down, when you force them to tap out or something, you go unearth, maybe unearth more than once, and hey, the creature comes back and it slams in again. It's absolutely fantastic. Another really neat interaction I found with this when I was playtesting yesterday is unearthing doesn't count as casting a spell. It's an ability. So it actually doesn't trigger Eidolon, which was very relevant in a couple of racing situations. So that was really neat too. I really, really liked that. Oh, you can't cast any spells. I don't need to. Unearth, smash, ha, take that. No, Hellspark Elemental was like an MVP in a couple of games. It was so much fun to play with this card. This is like my new favorite budget burn card. Huge fan of this. Outside of that, again, wasn't really sure just what to fill in. I wanted some card advantage. I wanted to be able to grind a little bit better because we're not going to quite have that same punch with things like Boros Charm, Goblin Guides, and the ability to sort of gain life with, totally blanking on my names right now, with Lightning Helix. So I put a 1 of Flame of Killed in just as sort of a way to maybe grind out some card advantage, maybe like have a pretty explosive turn, right? Hypothetically, this thing could go off with its third ability, and then, you know, you've got 3 or 4 cards in hand, maybe you've got Hellspark Elementals that can slam in for 5. That'd be pretty neat. But yeah, outside of that, again, we've got a little bit more card advantage. We want to make sure we draw lands, spells, get all those things out of there, so we've got Light Up the Stage. Still just a really, really strong card, and with mono red, I think we might need that extra. We might need help getting numbers of spells into our hand, since like I said, the punch of our spells doesn't quite always have that same level when we are running a budget. Like, we don't have Searing Blazes as well, right? Without landfall on their turn, without the ability to fetch on their turn and play it at actually instant speed, I don't know if I love that card enough in this list. And then we are still playing with Rift Bolts, or at our honorary bolts. This is still a 16 bolt deck, actually. Now that I'm actually counting it, we've got bolts, lava spikes, skewer the critics, and rift bolts. This is still a 16 bolt deck if you don't even count the spark elementals, which almost act as like, you know, a 20 or 17 to 20 copies of bolt. So really, really fantastic. In the sideboard, we still have most of our tools we want access to. The big thing we're missing is Path to Exile and things like Rest in Peace. Those are the big things. So it's probably really good against like a Tarmogoyf. In fact, it's possible I might rather have a Magmatic Sinkhole than a Path to Exile against a Tarmogoyf. But against things like a Thought-Knot Seer, other things like that, this card might be a little bit worse. However, I'm pretty sure this is also the first red card to ever have Delve. So I'm really interested in trying this out. If you get into sort of like a grindy game against humans, it can be really good. And hopefully you're just keeping the board clear of humans early on, so you have time to get this out. But outside of that, and then we've got Tormod's Crypts instead of Rest in Peace. Outside of that, this is sort of the normal stuff I would play. We've got Searing Bloods for spot removal. Hopefully we can hit, some Stoneforge Mystics or something with that. We still need Artifact Hate, so I'm only down to 3 copies now, so hopefully that doesn't bite me too hard. Still, I want 4 copies of Skullcrack in the 75. That's still important. And then, because we are mono red, we are potentially very weak to Core Firewalkers and Auriok Champions, in addition to anything else that might make our life difficult. So we still do want Kozilek's Return. That's absolutely still something that we want to have access to, some way to deal with those problematic creatures. So this is the list. Any small changes I might make, like I said, instead of the Spark Elementals, Gitu Lava Runner was still playable. Another possible card to put in that slot that I was thinking of was Soulscar Mage. I do like Soulscar Mage. I don't know if I like it in this build. I think I like Soulscar Mage maybe in, like, again, a more high-powered version. Maybe running Manamorphose, maybe something more like, somewhere between Mono Red Prowess and like Boros Burn. But in this lower-powered, lower-priced deck, I think Spark Elementals are kind of where we want to be. So one thing I didn't mention as well, this list, I changed the Spark Elementals for the Gitu Lava Runners, so it's not exactly the right price. But when I had the Gitu Lava Runners in here, this list came to it was under $98 US. That's, not counting taxes and things like that and whatever. So this is under $100 USD. For all this in paper. And then if you wanted to play this list online, it's under 55 ticks, which works out to about $55 US. So very affordable. I think it's very competitive. And I think we're going to see some neat stuff out of this, and why, Burn is sometimes a really good entry-level deck to the modern format. You can learn a lot about what the other decks are doing, and you still have a relatively straightforward game plan. If you get confused, you're not sure, like, oh, what about triggers? What's my opponent doing? Are they going to combo off? Be like, look, just put my head down, put the blinders on, 3 damage. 3 damage, right? That's what we're doing. 3 damage for the win. So, oh, one last thing, sorry, that I was thinking about as well. Instead of this Flame of Keld, one of the other slots I was debating between, or one of the other cards I was debating, and it would still have come in under the $100 budget that I set for myself, was Aria of Flame. It's a card from Modern Horizons. I would change things around if I put in a couple of those to this deck, because we have 16 creatures. I would probably want more like 12 creatures and then up to, like maybe 28, 29 instants or sorceries. I was going to put Aria of Flame in here. But that can be an extremely powerful card, especially with things like Gutshot, if it comes down and is able to land. So something to think about. But yeah, I think that card is also quite playable. There's a bunch of cards that could make the cut and maybe are playable. It's a little bit tough. But either way, I think this is probably an optimized build for right now. I think so. Hopefully, we get to see some of the new modern metagame. Dredge is still a deck. I still got absolutely demolished by Dredge yesterday, even without Faithless Looting. So don't think that they aren't still around. And yeah, still make sure that you're don't skimp on your graveyard hate yet. That's what I would say about that. Either way, this has been my deck tech for Mono Red Budget Burn from August 2019. Post-Hogaak, that's important as well. This has been Andrew, Day 2 Dryden, and I will see you in round 1. Okay, round 1, and this hand is pretty strong. We got, hopefully these gut shots are great. If not, they're going to be a little clunky, but we are going to be able to land a turn 2 Eidolon. And we're going to have interaction early on. So I like this hand, although depends what we're up against, and we might need a little bit of help. So this Bauble is making me think it might be Grixis Whir, or it, of course, could be Death Shadow. Looks more like Death Shadow now. So that's something to keep in mind. So maybe we want to hold on to these gut shots, actually. Yeah, if this is Grixis Whir, we can probably still... Sorry, I was just checking to see what they did with the Bauble. They looked at their own card. So looks like they probably want to draw it. So I think this is probably Death Shadow, which for that reason means we kind of want to, save as much damage as we can for the very end of the game and then just fire it off. So I think basically I'm just debating whether I want to suspend this Rift Bolt or not. Before the Rift Bolt, I was just going to pass the turn. But you know what? Yeah, I'm just going to pass the turn. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. Yeah, so Death Shadow is now a Mardu Death Shadow deck. So the one thing we got to sort of watch out for is the... I forget the name of it. It's like... It's not Ranger of Eos. It's like Ranger Captain of Eos or something. Oh, what? Oh, yeah, this is their other weird creature. So basically what this lets them do is it lets them just go down to whatever life total they want to go to at instant speed, pretty much. Right? X for Exian. Move up to X counter some target permanent. Yeah, so basically they just get to pay 2 life. It still needs to remove counters to get the +1/+0. Basically they just get to pay as much life as they want, as many times as they want, whenever they want, provided it's in chunks of 2. So I'm tempted to kill it right now, but I don't think so. I want them to go down on life. Oh, that's... Ooh, that's a... Okay, no, we're going to save that for later. We're going to drop this Eidolon, and we're going to force them to cast spells into it. That's what's going to happen. I think they're probably just going to kill it with, I don't know, a Bolt or a Fatal Push or something like that. But... Okay, wow. So yeah, looks like they're probably going to go for it. So next turn, we're probably going to want to suspend the Rift Bolts and then try to have a huge turn the turn after that. Fortunately, all of our spells are very inexpensive. We can cast, because the gut shots we pay life, we can pay life for, so we can cast like 4 or 5 spells here. Sure. Excellent. Excellent. This lets my Spark Elemental possibly get in. Although maybe I don't want to do that yet, because again, Spark Elemental... Well, let's see how far down they go in life. If they go down to 9 here, wow. That's very... Hold on, do I just have it now? Ooh, okay, so hold on. Do we just have it now or no? Or were we a little bit too conservative? So the gut shots put them to 7. Skewer the Critics puts them to 4. No, we aren't there yet. Unfortunately. So we might just be dead here. If I had drawn a land there, I think that would have... No, that wouldn't have mattered. These gut shots are a little bit clunky. Our opponent just had a really fast start, and our hand is just too clunky. It's also possible that I should have suspended the Rift Bolt last turn, but I don't know. They could have played differently. Okay, so what do we want to do here? Because if they have... I mean, they can go down to whatever life they want to go to, right? So I think... This is tough. Because I can kill the Hex Parasite now, forcing them to make a decision about their life total before they know any more information. I think I'm going to suspend this Rift Bolt. And then, I don't know, maybe they go down... See, it's too bad that Death Shadow is a 4/4. Because we could attack him with Spark Elemental. Yeah, I think we hold up 2 gut shots here. And maybe they go low enough that they let us kill them that way. But if I get to untap, I like my odds here. Okay. So they could have that Ranger Captain. That's a thing. Of course they have the Ranger Captain. This is the card that's tough. The hard part about this card is they basically get to sacrifice this, which means we can't cast non-creature spells. So the one benefit to this is that if they want, and they get to tutor out a Death Shadow, right? Oh, crap. Okay, so I was going to say, well, we can attack into it with Spark Elemental, but no, we actually can't because they get a Death Shadow. And there's nothing, I need a Bolt or something here at end of turn. Okay, so this doesn't change anything right now. I'd like to draw a Bolt. That's not a good draw. So the Spark Elemental would be much better as either a Soul Scar Mage or a Grim Lava or anything else right now. So we're kind of in tough. But we do have 5... We do have 5 damage set up in our hand here. Oh, not really though. Not if they lose life. Because if they lose life, then we actually can't cast these gut shots by paying life. So we're actually in tough. That Ranger Captain was... Okay, basically we need them to just attack like this. That's tough. So now they know the coast is clear. All right, yeah. No, we just didn't. That Ranger Captain shut the door on us. That's the hardest card to play around here. That's a really unfortunate set of draws. Really unfortunate set of draws. Yeah, so what if I gut shot the Hex Parasite and they don't have another way to lose life, then we can still possibly win. Okay, so now we're not just dead. Because we could hypothetically untap and deal enough damage, but it's going to be tough here. Yeah, this is... Actually, no, I might not be able to anymore. I don't know if I can deal 8 anymore. I can't skull crack them now either, because then these Death Shadows will be lethal. So, interesting. Okay, well, that's fine. That means I think I actually might have a way to win here still. That means I have... If I don't just die right here, I have live top decks. Because I can put them to 5 at end of turn. And then I've got 4 damage in my hand. Oh, no, because I can't pay life for this gut shot anymore. Right. Come on. Ugh. Sure. This is an unfortunate set of draws. And very fortunate on our opponent's side. So I don't think this changes anything. I need to be able to deal 5. I can't do... These are all sorcery speed spells. Basically, it's just this gut shot. And I can't pay life for it. Yeah, just draw. Needed that, like, on turn 3 to be able to curve out here. Alright, okay, so that's game. Okay, so Death Shadow. Okay. We can beat Death Shadow. Just really, really unlucky draws. So, what do we want? We want Skull Cracks. We don't want much. We're pretty much set up already. We don't need the light up the stage. These gut shots are... they can be sneaky. What do we want? I guess Magmatic Sinkhole is a possibility. It's, again, Path Exile is just better. Yeah, okay, I'll put 2 of these in. We don't really need... This might be overkill. I can take out a gut shot. Take out a light at the stage. Yeah, like we're pretty well set up already. Which kind of didn't run very well in that particular matchup. Which again, I think we've had a little bit more punch, Goblin Guides, things like that. Ooh, yeah, that's fine. We have time to draw another land, and Eidolon's great. Turn 1 Swiftspear is great. This is a good hand. This is a potentially good hand, but we would like to curve out if possible. So yeah, just want to turn with the Swiftspear, try to stockpile our spells. Riftbolt's pretty weak against the Ranger Captain, I'll say that. So for that reason, I'll probably, if I don't draw land, I'm just going to suspend a Riftbolt. Sure. My guess is they take Eidolon, but I could be wrong. Yeah, it was just so close last game. Just some really like awkward turns, and everything was sorcery speed. Like all the sorcery speed spells, we just couldn't do anything with them. Yeah, Eidolon's the main reason I kept this hand. So, and the Swift Spear. So it makes sense to get rid of that. Land, come on. Also not the worst. All right. So we still need a land because we do need to be able to cast usually a couple spells, and these are all sorceries here, so I'm not really happy with that. I don't think I could have easily mulliganed into a much better hand though. Aside from the fact that these are all sorceries, like yeah, if I was gonna pick 6 cards, I mean I guess I could pick a better 6, but you know, not super, you know, thrilled with all that. What is Fatal Push? Or you got like another Inquisitive Thoughtseize. Yeah, see, like, so they know what they're doing. They're just ripping our hand apart here. So that when they do play Death Shadow like 9 life, I don't have enough turns to smack them around. So we're gonna put them to 9, we're gonna put them to 7. That's not terrible. With no Death Shadows on the board yet. So now we can put them to 3. But I can't cast this in time. I want to be able to untap and use this. It's weak. It's very weak to the... You know, it's actually possible I shouldn't even attack right now. Since I have this in my hand. I have this much damage in my hand. Oh, I need a second land. This is actually a tough choice. Do I attack them down to 7 or not? We're going to suspend a Rift Bolt. Hopefully it connects next turn. Puts them to 6. I think I just pass here. Sorry, suspend and then pass. Yeah. They know about the Rift Bolt. They don't know about the Lava Spike. Sure. Yep. So if I bolt the Sculler, get the Lava Spike, bolt them, that puts them down to 3. Bolt them to 6, attack in. I think I need the Sculler off the board, as silly as it sounds. I want this Lava Spike back. Come on. Okay, well, there we go. Now they have to have a removal spell or a Ranger Captain to not just die next turn. Come on, come on, come on, connect. Damn. Yeah, Bolt or Fatal Push. Well, actually, no, it can't be Fatal Push. Oh, Path? That's okay too, actually. Path isn't the worst. Gets me another land. Okay, well, we kind of stalled out on one land for a little bit longer than I wanted to, but they've had to go through a lot of resources here. So they could put a Ranger Captain out. Get a Death Shadow, but if they do that, they have to go to 4. Yeah. I'm still at 20 life. Well, they can't pay. What? Oh, do they have like Lightning Helix or something? What is this? Or do they have Ranger Captain? And they're going to have to sacrifice it. Okay. So they're going to sacrifice their Ranger Captain and hope that I just can't draw something that kills them. I guess. I mean, an 11/11 Death Shadow is nothing to sneeze at. But they have to sacrifice this Ranger Captain. That's the thing. Like, there's no... Yeah. So if we just draw like a bolt, I think we've got it here. Any instant speed spell. We've got 3 mana. We can cast everything. Just don't be a land now. That'll do. Oh no, wait. Oh no, I can't cast it this turn. Oh, I still can't cast it. Okay, so I need to not die. Oh man, Ranger Captain is such a beating. It's such a beating. Alright, sorry. If you got whatever it's called, then we lose. I want to make them think I got it. Try to be sneaky. No, come on. Alright, well. You're seeing why Ranger Captain is a really good card against us, and maybe a little bit whatever. No, we didn't draw our lands. Like, that was just a really unlucky set of draws. That's too bad. Oh well. Okay, so we're not starting off the way I wanted to. But in my defense, I don't know if there's anything that would have been that different. I don't know if there's anything that would have been that different with regular burn. We might have been at a lower life total from fetching. Maybe we would have gained life from like a Lightning Helix. No, it probably would have been negligible with fetching. Yeah, I mean, we would have had access to like Path to Exile maybe and Deflecting Palm or something like that, but like it doesn't. Yeah, I think that was just an unlucky set of draws overall. So just they got their good cards against us and we stalled out. So that's the story of that game. Either way, it's been Andrew. Day 2 Dryden. We're gonna go into round 2. Hopefully, we're gonna make some kind of a statement about budget burn because this is a tier 1 deck. We were very competitive and like we're just like one turn away both games against a tier 1 deck. So take that for what it's worth. Either way, see you in round 2. Here in round 2, and guess what? Unlike the last round, we are going to curve out comfortably with a really great start. Swift Spear into Eidolon. That sounds just like normal burn. I'm a big fan of that. Let's get our game on and let's see what we're up against. So, and this Hellspark Elemental is great too. Love Hellspark Elemental. Oh, great. So we're up against Elves. Which means... Oh, actually these Eidolons are going to be good. Okay, no, the Eidolons are going to be very strong. Elves will just run you over very quickly. If I had any spot removal, I would absolutely use it right now. But of course we don't. So hopefully they don't go too crazy this turn. So okay, so well that's not going to be the case. I was going to say, and we can maybe land like a second Eidolon next turn, and then they like almost can't play anything. But Dwinnen's Elite is fantastic because now they get to tap for 3 mana. Now everything's gigantic. And yeah, this ends up lots of fun. That's a good draw, though. Yeah, that's a good draw. Anything that can attack in. So, okay, hold on. So if I play a Swift Spear and an Eidolon, I'm going to take 4, go to 16. They're not going to block. They're going to take 4 and go to 10. That's interesting. I think that's the play. It's going to be tough for them to get spells out of their hand, I think. So if they don't have like a win condition, like if they just don't have Azuri already, then I think it's going to be tough for them. And these Eidolons are absolutely just going to chump block. I'm absolutely just going to throw the Eidolons under the bus here if I can. On the draw, this hand, we would have just got run over by now. We wouldn't have had any chance against this deck with this hand. Nice. Okay. You telling me there's a chance. So, if I play a Swift Spear and a Hellspark Elemental, again, I take... Oh, no, I take 8. Oh, God. Okay. So... Yeah, and if I just attack in like this, they've got good blocks. Or do they? Okay, so if I attack in with everything, they put Archdruid in front of Swift Spear. And then Archdruid won't die, so everything else just kills things. Yeah. They could also have Collected Company right now. That would suck. I think attacking with Hellspark is what I do, because they have to block something here. And they might not realize that I can unearth it for free. So we're definitely attacking with Hellspark Elemental. Are we attacking with the Swift Spears? No, because they just get eaten by things. Yeah, they just get eaten. So no. We will attack with the 3/1 creature, though. Sure. Oof. That's rough. That's rough. Oh my god. I'm just gonna die from these Shaman of the Pact. Elves is stupid. Elves is... They won on turn 3, because that was my turn 4. So they were about to get their turn 4. Elves is stupid. I hate Elves. I hate Elves. I've never played decks that were especially good against them. We have all the spot removal, though. We have all the spot removal. We are going to destroy every single elf we possibly can. Get these skull cracks out of here. Okay, a million years ago, they used to run cards like Spellskite and Kitchen Finks. So sometimes you keep skull cracks and stuff in. Maybe I should be. I don't know. Maybe that's wrong. You know what? Yeah, okay. I'll keep 2 in. Take out. Light up the stage. We want things that kill things. These are good. These I can take out a lava spike or 2. Oh, we didn't have any gut shots. Gut shots would have been amazing. Amazing in that stupid matchup. Just kill that turn 1 Heritage Druid. Ugh. Yeah, you know what? Take this out. This is dumb. Okay. Submit. Double Collected Company. Yeah, I'm not going to beat that. Would you like to play first? Yes. Okay, yeah, this hand is good enough. We have a removal spell, and we're on the play, so that's important. It's very possible that I'm just going to end up using the removal spell on turn 1. I don't want to be using this one, because like, Skewer the Critics has... Well, actually, that's not true, because I can Lava Spike and then Skewer the Critics. But Lava Spike, or Skewer the Critics has such bad synergy with Swift Spear. It's so frustrating. That has to die. That is 100%. Oh, that's even better. Okay. So, in that case... Yeah, this just goes away. No, you just go away now. Lava Spike. Spectacle. Oh, you know what? Maybe I could have got Eidolon out. No, it's fine. This is fine. These are also good. Yeah, no, it's possible I could have got Eidolon out actually. Just gut shot the Heritage Druid, play Eidolon. That's a line as well. Oh, that's awesome. That's your best play. Dwinen's elite. Don't make a dude. Oh, you're toast. You've got no chance. How do I want to do this now? I could just Kozilek's Return, but I think I can get more out of it. This is definitely going to die, and then we're just so far ahead. So if I have to deal damage for Skewer the Critics, I guess I have to... Oh, it means I can't attack him with this. Okay, so we're attacking him with this, and then we're Skewer the Criticsing? Is that how we're doing this? Yeah, I guess that's how we have to do it. Which again means this Eidolon is like not doing its thing. But whatever. Keep the board clear. And then excellent. It's a great Kozilek's Return target. No, I do it now. Actually, maybe this is a good time to play out the Eidolon. So I can Kozilek's Return, attacking for 2, but then I'm like out of spot removal, and then they can start... I think I'm going to play the Eidolon, and I'm just going to pass, and we're going to see what happens. If they don't have Collected Company, that's about the only card that plays around Eidolon right now. And if they just like put a bunch of Elves out, well, that's fine. They don't have haste. It's likely that Kozilek's Return will be able to mop them up. Yeah, see, like, Kozilek's Return will kill the Archdruid, and then will also kill the Shaman of the pack. And since Eidolon... Okay, because Eidolon's going to die to Kozilek's Return. So since that's going to happen, we're just going to throw this guy under the bus. That's a good draw. No, we got to get this Archdruid off the board. I'm like, what am I? I'm like, I was debating playing the Spark Elemental than the Eidolon, but no, we got to get this Archdruid off the battlefield. It's just too powerful. And because of prowess, Swift Spear doesn't die to the 2 damage from Kozilek's Return. Sure. 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 Gotta block. Actually, I guess they don't have to, but they do have to. Alright, there you go. Okay, so we played a little... Maybe we took a little bit of riskiness there by not being super aggressive, but... Oh, Westfell Abbey. That's fun. Okay. Alright, so they could... Hold on, I don't have a Hellspark Elemental, right? No, just the Spark Elementals. So how do I put... No, like, the only thing that gets them out of this is Collected Company. It's the only card that, like, doesn't cost 3 or less, and they could have right now. So... So is there a way to play around it? I guess just not attacking. Yeah, okay. So we'll attack with the Eidolon, force them to either have it or not. And then even if they do, we can play another Eidolon second main phase. Yeah, so they have to have it. See what they hit. Oh, those aren't bad. Yep. Alright, so you pretty much have to have one again. So that's good news, and I have lots of live top decks. Come on, deck, help me out here. Oh, come on. Okay, well, you sort of have to have it again. So do I play around them having another one? Yeah, there we go. Okay, fantastic. So, did we learn anything? No, everything's still the same. It would have been nice to see more Searing Bloods there. The gut shot early on was really nice, though. Elves is a stupid deck. Elves is so incredibly powerful. Like, Burn has a ton of spot removal, and even I'm like, this is nerve-wracking. So I want to see, like, Swift Spear with gut shot into, like, Searing Blood into, like, Searing Blood. A gut shot is good enough. A gut shot and a Swift Spear are good enough for me to keep this hand. We still have a lot of power here to get in with, light up the stage, stuff like that. The outline or Elves. Oh, that's also very good. Alright, so now we just want to draw spot removal. Every turn, forever. That would be amazing. Okay. So no 2-drop. Well, or maybe they just didn't want to throw out the Dwinnen's Elite into, like, suicide. Oh, wow. No, I need to get this thing. I was trying to figure out how I could light up the stage and stuff, but no, like, these need to go away here. Yeah, just do this way. So I'm losing a prowess trigger kind of on the light up the stage, but I'm removing their creature. I just need to get that creature out of the way. I already have a land for turn. We get a Spark Elemental. Yep, sounds great. And we get to hold up a Lightning Bolt. Excellent. And I'm tempted to... So do I bolt this, and then next turn I can just go Spark Elemental and Hell Spark Elemental? Smash in for 7? Oh, they didn't have a land drop? Yeah, then you know what? Let's just get this out of the way and just attack in. Oh, that's also very good. We're getting there. We're getting there against Elves. Well, it should be a good matchup, so I would hope so. I have to stack the triggers here. This is silly. All right. So do I just win? I don't think I have to actually even kill this creature. So I go Hellspark Elemental, then Eidolon. Smash in for... I guess that's only 4. It's the other option. The other option is Hellspark Elemental, attack in, they block the Swift Spear, they take 3. I guess we'll just do that, and then we'll see what happens after that. Yeah, let's just do that. Let's just get the Hellspark Elemental out and then see what happens. If they just block, then, like, whatever. Yeah, okay. Then, yeah, this just goes away. You know what? Maybe I could have... Maybe the Eidolon was the smarter choice. Nah. It just means that they can't Collected Company this turn, which is probably better. Even if they go, like, land drop Mystic. Yeah. These Spark Elementals have been pretty good. That being said, Goblin Guides would probably have been better. Yes. But I think but they've been better than Gitu Lava Runners, I think. I think they've been better than that card. So there's that. All right, what do you got? I don't like your odds. Going down with glory. I respect you. Tarasque. So that was, I think, a good example of a good burn matchup that doesn't really change too much with the white mana. I guess a big one difference would be, again, Path to Exile to get like gigantic creatures out of the way. It kind of ramps them, but like I would rather turn a Heritage Druid into a basic forest than like 3 forests a turn. We also have access to things like Lightning Helix and other spot removal spells. What else would be different? That's about it, I guess. We didn't see a single Searing Blood. That was like our best card in this matchup. I didn't get to cast it once, but hey, we still got there. Those gut shots were huge. Actually, you know what? That's something that would have been really different. I would have had to have spent my first turn gut shotting that Llanowar Elf. So I think this is this is probably, I would actually argue that this might be stronger than normal burn in this matchup. So if Elves becomes a huge thing, maybe this is something that we can actually switch over to. That's an interesting idea. I also probably wouldn't have been running Kozilek's Return. Like Pyroclasm effects and things like that. Those were very, very important when Birthing Pod and Elves and all these things were big, but I was mostly running it for the fact that it's a colorless damage source, so that's also something that would have been different. So yeah, maybe we actually got lucky by running the budget version of the deck in this matchup. Either way, we're 1-1 in this event. It's been Andrew, Day 2 Dryden, piloting Modern Mono Red Budget Burn, and I will see you in round 3. Alright, this hand's going to be a little rough if we draw a few more lands, but Swiftspear with a Gut Shot backup into a Bolt and stuff, definitely not going to throw that away. It'd also be nice if we were on the play again, but I mean, of course, it's Modern, you know, I mean, kind of goes without saying, but it feels like I never get like back-to-back games on the play. That's the one thing. You know, be like, okay, let's like get a couple wins under the belt. Oh, geez. This is going to be like Eldrazi. Oh, great. Probably take the Swiftspear. I'm expecting this to be Eldrazi, but I could be wrong. Every time I see Concealed Courtyard, I think it's white-black Eldrazi. I don't know what our odds are going to be like in that match. Really? Took the Bolt. All right. That was a good draw. However, if this is Eldrazi, they won't have a turn 2 Thought Knot Seer, which usually means I've got a good chance. And no turn 2 play. Well, that's pretty strong. Sure. We always attack first because Eidolon is likely going to be worth more damage. So we're going to get Eidolon out, and hopefully they don't just beat our face in with Reality Smashers. Hopefully that... Wow. Come on. Yeah, called it. Called it! That's going to be tough to deal with. I don't know if we're racing that. It's actually possible I should have even just thrown my Eidolon under the bus there. Okay, so we're on like a very short clock here now. So if we go... Yeah, it's possible I should have thrown my Eidolon away there. Because I could cast all of these spells. And I'm going to take like 6 damage just casting my spells this turn. Which is too bad. Okay, so let's just pretend that that wasn't the right play, and let's sit with the situation we're in. So if we go Swiftspear, Gut Shot, light up the stage. That's going to be, a Swift Spear is going to be a 3/4. Eidolon's going to attack for another 2, so that's going to be 5 damage. I'm going to go to 9. And then I'm going to go to 4. Yeah, Eidolon's toast here. Okay, so we can't attack with the Eidolon. We have to use it to chump block at this point. So let's take our medicine here. I clicked through the turn too fast. That was too bad. Don't know how we race this thing, but I mean, it's not totally impossible. I want to see like 2 bolts on the top. That's not the worst. That could be worse. Alright. So they just go like another Reality Smasher. Well, I mean, whatever. I guess that's a thing. I was going to say, what do they think about pathing something? Whatever you want to do, unless you're going to kill me, you want to attack first, so that way you won't take damage. There you go, you figured it out. Because I can't win under my own Eidolon right now, not against a 5/5 Trampler. I'm going to guess, Displacer? That would be unfortunate, because that card's very good. Okay, I can maybe buy myself 1 turn. By trying to kill this thing. If they blink it to save it, okay, then I can attack through it. And then kill it. And then I'm down to 1. Just from this Reality Smasher. Or they can blink the Reality Smasher right now. Yeah, or blink my Swift Spear. That does it too. And then, so this just goes to their face. Alright, well, I don't like our odds. But, you know what? You never know. Okay, we got it. Okay. Oh, no. I wanted to see light up the stage into, like... Oh, man, we were close, too. I got 9 damage here. Oh, we were close. Yeah, so the big mistake in that game was not just blocking with the Eidolon on that earlier turn. Would have probably bought us 1 more turn. Okay, well, we might as well just pass. Let's see if they show us anything else, but I don't think they will. They'll probably just attack in. Yeah, so I needed like bolt into like light up the stage into like another couple bolts. We needed light up the stage there basically. Yeah. And like 1 mana burn spells off the top. So like just like the nuts on top of the deck. That's what we needed. Wasteland Strangler. And I have a card in exile. Okay, so now the only way we win this game is if they click through their attack step by mistake. Screw you. I'm not letting my Swift Spear die. You get him, Swift Spear. You're 0-1, but you can do it. I believe in you. Hey, look, they didn't click through their attack step. They win. Imagine that. All right, okay. So we would want something like maybe Molten Rain or something in the sideboard for this matchup, which we don't have. Okay, so Magmatic Sinkhole is probably going to be helpful. Searing Blood isn't bad. I don't love it, but like this matchup's pretty tough. This matchup is pretty tough. Um, I like this. I like the Hellspark Elementals. I don't think these gut shots are any good. Yeah, these gut shots seem bad. On the play, maybe Eidolon's good enough. On the draw, I'll probably take it out. Take up a light off the stage. They're gonna like rip our hand apart, kinda. I can take one Eidolon out. Eidolon's not amazing. Okay, let's try something like this. Oh, you know what? Smash Smithereens might have been a good idea, actually. They could be playing with something like... Oh, no, they're playing Path. Yeah, no, this isn't colorless Eldrazi. Or like Eldrazi Tron. I don't think they're playing Path. I mean, they could use something like Walking Ballista or something, but like you can't really smash Smithereens a Walking Ballista. Because then they just shoot it at your face, and like it sort of forces their hand, but they can't actually do anything, or it doesn't actually do anything with it, right? Yeah, so the big turn there was we needed to block with the Eidolon instead of that first turn. And then we needed to have like a bolt off the top of the deck as well. And then that could have led us to victory, maybe. But, oh well, like to play first. I would love to play first. This looks a lot like the last game, but hey, we're on the play this time, so I like my odds. And I'm going to be a little bit, excuse me, more aggressive at throwing my Eidolon away. I'll say this. It's nice to not have to worry about running into Hogaak, even though I think overall Burn was okay against it. But I mean, we were playing Deflecting Palms and stuff. It was just like... Wow. Well, I don't think that they know I'm running Magmatic Sinkhole, but my guess is that... or Hellspark Elemental. But that relic is actually going to be better than they might think. Which is very frustrating. Oh, what do you got? Turn 2 Thought-Knot Seer? Wow, must be nice. I hate Eldrazi. I really, truly hate playing against Eldrazi. I feel like they have to take the Searing Blood, though. And I'm okay with the other two spells. I am 100% okay with the other two spells. This is the reason I put Searing Blood in, right? Like, it's sort of tough on them. This 4/4 body, part of the problem with it for me, fantastic, is that they sort of have to, you know, like, it's hard for me to attack through, but this is fantastic. This is great. How do I want to do this? I'm basically debating playing the Spark Elemental. I think I will. Yeah, I'll play the Spark Elemental. I'll take 2 damage, but big deal. Gets in, gets our opponent on the back foot, hopefully. Like, this is how we have to, like, win the game. So we want them to block the Eidolon. I would prefer if they didn't block the Swift Spear, but what are you gonna do? It depends. It's going to depend what's in their hand, right? If they just have a bunch more Thought-Knot Seers and stuff, no, it's okay. The other thing is that this forces me to do this now with Eidolon still on the battlefield, so I do take 2 damage as well. But they take... whatever they take. 2, 5. They take 8 here. That's not nothing. Through a turn 2 Thought-Knot Seer, that's pretty good. And if their plan is to Thought-Knot Seer me again, well, guess what? You've got no targets, so eat it. That being said, I would not be happy just to see another Thought-Knot Seer hit the battlefield. That would be a bit frustrating. This card is stupid. This card is stupid. Actually, you know what? This card isn't that bad. Eldrazi Temple is stupid. Eldrazi Temple should be legendary. Alright, well. There's that. Come on. Sure. What do they have in hand? Like, it's frustrating that I don't know what they have in hand here. It doesn't, you know what? It doesn't matter. I'm not winning with what's on board. Like, if they don't cast spells into this thing, that's what it comes down to. I'm not winning even if they don't cast spells into this thing. I'm really, truly not. And as much as I want to bolt the Reality Smasher to get it off the table, I don't know if I'm winning that race. Let me think. So I bolt it. They've got a 4-turn clock. If I just rip bolts off the top of my deck, I've also got a 4-turn clock. I don't know. We'll see if they play anything else this turn. I feel like the turn 2 Thought-Knot Seer into the turn 3 Thought-Knot Seer into the turn 4 Reality Smasher is already like, you know what? Thanks for playing, Andrew. So if I can maybe fight my way back from that, I don't know. We'll see. I think I need to draw well, and wow. Okay, that's what I'm talking about. That's actually a great draw. Wow. Okay. Okay. I didn't think we had ways to do it, but you know what? That actually works out pretty well. That was very well timed. Oh, come on. Okay, well, you know what? Good, because that means that I had to kill that Reality Smasher. If that Reality Smasher was still alive, I would be dead right now. I would just take 14 damage and be dead. Brutal. This deck is stupid. Come on! Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Oh, man. What the heck? Like... Oh, God. Oh, I'm playing 19 lands. Oh, man, was that horrible. Oh. Oh. Like, what the heck? Oh, God. Unbelievable. Oh, man. All right, well. You know what? I don't care if you're playing budget or you're not. Turn 2 Thought-Knot Seer into turn 3 Thought-Knot Seer into turn 4 Reality Smasher into turn 5 Reality Smasher into land. That's a recipe for disaster, my friends. So that's your burn lesson for today if you are new to this deck. Oh my god. I wish I had better editing software right now. Which again, Nikachu is going to try to help me with in the next couple days, and the Patreon contributions are going to try to help fund, because this is a dunked on moment if I've ever seen one. Holy crap. You know, this happened to me on Arena a couple times too, back when I still played Arena, even though now I'm like not at all into that program. I think it sucks. Wow, this is brutal. Let's take a screenshot of that. That's going to go on Twitter. That's going to be a lot of fun. All right. So this has been Andrew. Day 2 Dryden getting his head stomped in by Eldrazi with mono red budget burn in Modern. Was this round 3? All right, so we're what, 1 and 2? Hey, you know what? We're in the losers bracket. I still think I wasn't beating this with regular burn. Maybe with like deflecting palms. That's like the only thing that was going to do it. So let me know in the comments what you think about this build, all that good stuff. Yeah, I don't know. Let's hope we get some more. Hey, if we're gonna fail, at least we're failing in spectacular fashion. So I'll see you in round 4. Okay, here we go, round 4, and you know what? This hand is pretty good. We got a Rift Bolt into a Hellspark Elemental. I like it. Willing to keep. Willing to keep. Not the strongest hand in the world, but you know what? This is a grindy hand. If we're up against like some kind of fair matchup, this is pretty good. And this, honestly, like we haven't seen it yet. Hellspark Elemental was fantastic. In a couple of the games that I played yesterday, it was really, really good. Because if they forget about it, like you can surprise people with like, ah, gotcha. You know, like. Awesome, they're empty-handed all. Oh man, we're probably up against like Storm. Played against Storm for the first time in months yesterday. That was interesting. Although you know what, if we are up against Storm, we have an answer to their Baral or their Electromancer right here. Thank you. I'm like, I don't know what you're making me wait on the Rift Bolt for. I don't mind drawing a couple lands with Hellspark Elemental, right? Because being able to go like turn 2, you know, or 2 mana play. Are you gonna have Spell Snare? Come on. Okay. I mean, you know what? At least with Spell Snare, we could unearth this again later. They put a card on top. But yeah, Spell Snare just feels so bad. Feels so bad. They're at 13 already? Oh, wow. Yeah, I guess so. I wasn't really thinking it through because I didn't need to yet. Something that deals damage without spectacle. Yeah, that'll do it. I don't want to up against yet. That's the thing, right? Like, if this is Storm, I kind of don't want to tap out. I want them to try to maybe play around things. Problem is these aren't instant, so I don't want to just pass my turn without doing anything. All right. Hellspark. Yeah, Bolt. Damn. Okay. Okay. So Storm might just win on turn 3, if that's what we're up against. Which feels like what always happens to me against Storm. Okay, so maybe this is like Jeskai or something. I don't know what I'm playing against. Well, let's try to get some more information. Spark Elemental. It's not a Goblin Guide. Okay, so this is obviously some kind of like control kind of thing. I am no longer thinking that this is Storm. So for that reason, I am just gonna hold on to my cards, and I'm gonna try to just unload at the end of, or once they've tapped out for something. Yeah, this is clearly like Jeskai control or something. Probably playing Stoneforge Mystic. Yeah, sure. So I got 9. No, I don't have 9 damage in hand. Gut shot is not 3. I've got, what, 7 damage in hand? I can cast it for only 3 mana. Actually, 2 mana. Because gut shot I can pay life for. Alright, so they're playing the long game too. That's fine. That's fine. The fact that I have no instants in my hand, except for this gut shot that doesn't really count, is a bit frustrating. Sure. That's a little bit frustrating, but what are you gonna do? Okay, so they're down to 10. I technically have lethal in my hand. One counterspell will not be enough. We're going to get him with the gut shot. We're going to get him with the gut shot. Oh, yeah. Yes! Oh, man. 2 games with Dunk Dons back to back. Last time I was the Dunk E, this time I'm the Dunker. There's nothing like the gut shot win. I love the gut shot win. Begin sideboarding. Alright, so control. Whew, that was good. Alright, card view. We want Searing Bloods because they're going to play some kind of win condition, whether it's like a Vendilion Click or a Monastery Mentor or the card that is everywhere in, I can't think of, or Stoneforge Mystic or something like that. We also want Skull Cracks. Eidolons are great. Flame of Keld is great if that's what you use to refill your hand. It's not very good if you're like in that waiting game part, you know? So I don't think I like Flame of Keld here. If I were like a creature-based deck, I would prefer this more. And Gut Shots, even though it was good there, it's not the best. We could play with like a Tormod's Crypt. I don't think we need to, right? They're gonna have Snapcasters. They're gonna have Logic Knot. I don't think we need that. I don't mind a Light Up the Stay. I don't mind a couple of those, but I'm not super thrilled. Honestly, I think this is enough, probably. Yeah, this is probably good enough. Submit like this. If you're relatively new to Burn, this is sort of how you're supposed to play. That's sort of how you're supposed to play the matchup against Control. You can't. That's what you do. You wait for them to tap out for something, and you've just been collecting cards, and you go, oh, you've only got like one counter spell left, or you can only counter one of these spells. Well, I'm going to cast 4 of them at you, right? The other option that a lot of people make is they go like, okay, like bolt you, counter, okay, untap, bolt you, counter, right? What you have to do is like bolt you, counter, bolt, right? Like that's kind of how it has to work. This hand is terrible. I love the 2 cards that are in it, but 5 lands. Come on, give me a break here. This hand is fantastic. Well, hopefully we get a Searing Blood target, but other than that, it's great. Actually, you know what? Without knowing that we're going to have a Searing Blood target, I'm going to get rid of that one. Yeah, if I had a 3rd land, I'd get rid of that. But yeah, Searing Blood is the most situational out of all these cards. So yeah, we're just gonna go like that. That's a good card. That's a good card. They kind of see it coming. They see sort of what's coming. Unfortunately, it sort of forces your hand. But early on, I like this card. I don't love it late. I love it on like an early turn or like the last turn if you're able to get over the top and win the game. But I don't like it. I don't like it in the middle stages of the game. So showing up early is good. not sure what I'm wanting them to do, because I do want to cast this light up the stage next turn, but I'm not sure how I want to do it. I think like this is fine. Yeah, I'm throwing this into. I'm sort of throwing this spell away because I'm expecting them to counter it, but that's good. Played a land for turn already. All right, pass. So they know about the Spark Elemental, but like, what are they gonna do? Counter it? Fine. Like. It was basically just like a lava spike anyway. Huh, that's not going to do you any good here. Don't be a land. Excellent. It's also good this comes in like before something like Cryptic Command can come down and like just tap the team. Tapping this down with a Cryptic Command would actually be really rough. I never thought about that interaction. Yeah. Yeah, that would be so rough. And the fact that I have the Swift Spear on the board is amazing. Ooh. I want to play the Swift Spear out, but something like, I don't know, counter tap would be a bit rough. It's kind of greedy. Let's try it. Okay. Okay. Sure. Okay, so Snapcaster's gonna target Bolt. Okay. Okay, so here's what we're gonna do. This is a little bit weak. I'm kind of playing into this a bit, but if they have something like Timely Reinforcements next turn, that's gonna suck. But I can actually make these Swift Spears too big to bolt, as awesome as that is. So if they want to use a bolt like and a Snapcaster block to kill a Swift Spear, I guess I'm fine with that. Actually, that was a mistake. Oh no, it's 6 to the half dozen. I was gonna. Oh no, I should have bolted Snapcaster because then they couldn't, unless they had another bolt in hand, they couldn't have killed this, and we still would have got 3 damage in. Okay, so that was a mistake. The second bolt should have gone against the Snapcaster. Yeah, that was a mistake. Even still, this is a pretty good situation right now. As long as they don't untap and go like Timely Reinforcements, I think we're pretty well set up here. That's good news. All right. It's not a good draw. Okay. Okay. What this means is if they don't have, excuse me, if they don't have a counter spell, like I guess Spell Pierce is about the only one I can think of that they run. I think this is it. Like Logic Knot doesn't work, Dispel doesn't work. There we go. Awesome. So we were able to just grind them out. So yeah, there was one turn there where they had to like really try to push the issue where if where we tapped down so that we couldn't Skullcrack or we couldn't represent Skullcrack for like a timely reinforcements or something like that. But outside of that one turn, just play patient. Oh, what, you pretty much tapped out? Okay, well there you go. So I don't know what they could have even had maybe pad the exile mana if they needed it. If I had like another creature or like maybe Dispel or something, wouldn't surprise me if they were trying to hold up something like that. But or Spell Snare, like as awkward as Skewer the Critics is, the fact that it's a sorcery that costs 3 that you only pay 1 for it actually gets around a lot of the more common counter spells, so it's kind of nice that way. Awesome. So we are 2-2 with Budget Burn. We've shown how we know how to play against control, and we know how to get our heads kicked in by Eldrazi because it doesn't require that much work. So we're going into round 3, hoping to get some prizing. And this has been Andrew, Day 2 Dryden, and I will see you in round 5. All right, round 5. We're here to take it to our opponents. We're going to try to get some prizing back. And this opening hand is great. 2 lands. We've got a Spark Elemental into an Eidolon. Big fan. Definitely keeping this hand. And you know what? If Eidolon's not even very good against whatever we're up against, we'll just go Hellspark Elemental instead. That's totally fine. Bam. It's possible I should have suspended the Rift Bolt. That's also a line, but I would rather know what I'm playing against first. And that doesn't tell me anything. All right. Don't Spell Snare me. Don't Spell Snare me. Come on! Spell Snare. You know what? Just to try to play around Spell Snare, maybe I should have played the Hellspark Elemental. That's very possible. Spell Snare is such a beating for this deck. But it's obviously against some kind of control build. So we are... we're going to get in as much early damage as we can here. Sure, draw me a land. The fact that I can't unearth that, this is actually a really unfortunate series of events. It would have been much better, and maybe this is what we're learning, right? To go Hellspark Elemental. Okay, Spell Snare, fine. We can unearth it if we need to. Next turn, then we Eidolon. Path it, fine. Take 2. Like, that would have been such a better series of, I don't know. That would have been such a better situation to be in. We'd have a Hellspark Elemental that we could unearth from the graveyard, and they would be at 15 instead. So it's a little unfortunate, and we keep drawing lands, which is not great. Yeah, the lack of Goblin Guides and Boros Charms definitely makes the control matchup a little bit harder. Oh, really? Okay. That's going to be hard to race. Yup. We are... So that whole thing I said about being patient and all this stuff, it's still true. The problem is that when we're getting smashed for about 6 every turn... Oh yeah, if this were a Goblin Guide too, this could hypothetically block the Geist. Oh, come on. Don't have another path. Come on. Just like the perfect answer to this card. They fetched, right? Yeah. Which means... it doesn't change anything. Because I was going to say, I can Skewer the Critics for 1 here, but I still want to cast this as well. That's frustrating. Alright, so we're in trouble. We're in trouble. It would be nice to get both of these spells out of my hand, but what are you going to do? Yeah, we're just going to cast this for full price. Alright. Wow, just like the perfect series of turns. And again, I wasn't sure what I was up against yet, but yeah, those first couple turns where they had snare into path, just perfect. Absolutely perfect. That's a good card, though. So we got a little bit of life here. They hit me for 6, down to... Yeah, so we've got some... We've got like one turn. If we draw a land, we're toast. If we draw a land, we're toast. I would like to draw a Hellspark Elemental again, provided they don't have an answer for it. That's not bad either. That's reasonable. But we kind of have to go for it this turn. That's not true. We could have gone for it next turn. That means that we are just dead. That's unfortunate. Wow. I mean, technically not. But it means we have to kill this. If they have a counterspell here, then we're just dead. Okay. Well, oh, but they've got a Celestial Colonnade. So no, we are still in fact just dead. Yeesh. All right. Well, that was a series of unfortunate events. But hey, control decks are powerful. Yep. Okay. All right. Well, if Geist comes in, I'm going to want this. And it's not great, but hey, you know what? It works against that card as well. The one, the Stoneforge Mystic. We want Skullcracks. I don't know if I want these cards. Sure. I'll put, or, maybe not. Yeah, okay. Yeah, okay. We don't want these, though. And we don't want... we don't need that many of these. Yeah, I'll take a Lotus Stage. Alright, something like that. Alright, let's try that again. This hand has punch. And as much as I don't want to, I might have to just play into a... I might have to play into a Spell Snare again. I will choose to not play into a Spell Snare again. Landing Eidolon is huge. That would have been okay against Eidolon. But if I can land it next turn somehow, that would be nice. Okay, I'm doing this to get the Eidolon out. Hopefully they have to answer this again somehow. Man, the exile effects on this are just so convenient. Okay, you've gone through 2 removal spells. Please do not have a third. I'm holding cards in my hand. Snapcaster is the only thing I would need to worry about. And I can bolt it if I have to. Sure. I'll bolt a Snapcaster Mage. Absolutely I will. Maybe that wasn't... Oh no, because they could just block. They wouldn't even have to use the path. But now they have to use the path. You know, Hogaak isn't around anymore, eh? Like, you could hypothetically just not have all these stupid paths. That would also be really nice. You could also not have, like, 3 of them in the first 3 turns. That would be awesome. Oh, I'm just going to die to a Batterskull now. Please draw me anything that deals with anything. If Batterskull comes down, we're pretty hooped. Pretty hooped. I could have brought in like a Smash of Smithereens, I guess, but I wasn't really where I wanted to be. Man, I have so much mana now just because of all these stupid paths. I'm looking down like, why do I have 5 lands in play? Okay, how hard is this to choose this card? Like, what else could you be debating? I'm actually curious. If something other than Batterskull comes up, I'll be really interested. But if it's just Batterskull, like, what's taking you so long? This is not a hard choice. It's a 2-card combo. You don't have access to Umezawa's in here. Come on. Did I put the Searing Bloods in? Searing Blood would be by far the best draw. What? Oh, because I put the Kozilek's returns in. Because I was afraid of... Geist. That's right. Oh, man. Alright, so... Oh, our opponent has lost connection to the game. Okay, well, it's not how I want to win, but... Oh, okay, they rejoined the game. Yeah, Stoneforge is tough. If they have something like Force Negation to like protect it with too, it's just like this is I can't beat Stoneforge into Batterskull with Force Negation backup. Like I cannot beat that. Oh, that's bad. That's really bad. That's really, really bad. You know, the other thing, too, I'm being punished right now for? I'm also, I think, being punished for... No, I kind of wanted the... I had the option to not bolt the Snapcaster, and then I still have a bolt in my hand. But... Wow, that's also just so bad. And we can't attack into it. So I had the option to let the Snapcaster just block, although that would have... Basically, I turned the bolts into a removal spell and 2 damage instead of just letting them keep the... I think it's pretty close either way. But, yeah. Like, if they have any counter spells here, we're just going to lose. I have, like, 1 turn here. The fact this thing has Vigilance is just bananas. That's the really hard part. Well, I don't have a choice here. I need to do this now. But my guess is that they'll have something. They've got Cryptic, anything. Yeah, like, it's just... Oh, man. Well... Path into path into path is a good way for me to not win this game. So our opponent saw the line. Draw Mountain, go. Draw Mountain, go. Draw Mountain, go. Yeah, so this game, I don't want to sound defeatist, but like honestly, like again, a 4 damage life swing here. Like I can't win this game. I cannot win this game. What do you got? Another one? You're playing more than one copy? Oh, yeah, of course. That's fair. Alright, well, since I'm recording this for viewing and stuff, I'll let the opponent here play it out for a turn or two. You can see what sort of ridiculously powerful ridiculousness this turns into. So let's just do a quick inventory. We got a 6/6 pro blue, pro red, lifelink, vigilance, germ. That's a super bug. That is something that hospitals are fighting against right now. That is what we call a super bug. Yeah. Oh man, like, come on. Thank you. Like, what are you hoping? Like, I don't have here. Like, I don't know. So now this triggers. What is it again? Deal 2 damage to any target, and you draw a card or something like that. Yes. So just in case you weren't... Yeah. Little late, but hey, that's okay. Thanks for coming out. All right, I'm done. That's enough of this. So, unfortunately, we weren't able to 3-2. We got our head kicked in a little bit and flooded out a little bit, and it wasn't quite there. I played against a blue-white control deck running Stoneforge yesterday, and all 3 games they had Stoneforge on turn 2 with Force and Negation backup. That wasn't a feel good, I can tell you that. Yeah, that was a fun one. But hey, you know what? Hey, for budget burn, I think we showed the power the deck has. The games we won, we played our game and we drew our spells and we did what our deck's supposed to do. The games we lost, our opponents had strong draws, and we usually didn't. So here, let's go to the deck tech screen. I'll talk about one last thing about this deck in terms of sideboarding and stuff. But overall, hope you enjoyed the budget list. Again, I feel like we showed this list is competitive. Maybe not tier 1, maybe not quite tier 2, but I do feel like we showed some of the diamond that this very rough deck does have. So either way, if you stop watching now, awesome. Glad to have you with us. Ben Andrew, Day 2 Dryden. Thank you again so much to all my patrons who have contributed to me on Patreon. It kind of blows my mind that that's even a thing. So it's been really interesting, and it's really sort of humbled me quite a bit. So thanks again for that. But let's go talk about the deck tech, and to everyone else, again, check out the Patreon page for free sideboard guides and deck lists. Check out the YouTube channel, follow me on Twitter, all that fun stuff. Links to those places will be in the description below, and hope you have a great rest of your day. All right, so the gut shots were really good in that Elves matchup. Outside of that, we kind of didn't really like them too much. Oh, that's not true, though. We did get to kill that control opponent with the gut shot for the win. We did have that. That was fun. Outside of that, we never got... Okay, the one matchup where the Hellspark Elementals showed up the most, our opponent had Exile effects, which was very frustrating because... being able to jump, and again, I was hoping to play around Spell Snare, but I got greedy. If I'd really wanted to play around Spell Snare, I should have started with the Hellspark Elemental, and then that might have made it close enough that we could have maybe edged out our opponent in that game 1. So bad sequencing on my part. I've never played with Hellspark Elemental before yesterday, so maybe that's a lesson for me to learn. The other thing I wanted to quickly mention about this deck and sideboarding is that I think this deck just loses to Neoform. I don't think this deck has a single way of being able to beat Neoform. If you were going to play this deck, like a budget burn deck, and you needed, and someone at your local game store plays that deck, you should probably be including at least 3 copies of, I don't know, like Leyline of Punishment, and maybe like 4 copies of Grafdigger's Cage in your sideboard. It's a little bit narrow, not very balanced, but that's about the only way you can deal with those spells. Without white, you don't have Path to Exile, and or Deflecting Palm or anything like that. It's pretty much impossible to beat Neoform with this deck, especially with the London Mulligan. It's just not something you can do. So one thing to keep in mind out for that, if you were going to play online or you're going to play in your local game store, be aware of that. Outside of that, I think this deck has game against most things. So yeah, I'm a little disappointed we didn't see a better showing out of Hellspark Elemental. But you know what? Hey, we still went 2-3, and they were close games. We never got like just blown out, even against that stupid Thought Knot into Smasher play. Like, we had a chance, sort of. But yeah, so it's a really good way to jump into modern format. Like I said, it's not based on like taxes and sales tax and things like that, and maybe shipping if you need to have the cards delivered to you. But this deck is under $100 US right now. It's like $50 US online to build. So I think this is a really great way to get into modern if you're thinking about burn, if you're thinking about doing that. So put in the comments section below if you have any questions about it. If you have any other, like, hey, why didn't you think about putting this in? Or like, hey, did you give any thought to this? Sorry, maybe not why didn't you? You don't know what I was thinking. Like, hey, did you give any thought to this card? Why or why not? I'd be interested in talking a little bit about that with some people. So thanks for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. Hopefully subscribe and get to see more content like this. But this has been Andrew, Day 2 Dryden, recording for Day 2 MTG, and I will see you next time.